Hey everybody, Logan is back in the long drive. So it took me a minute to remember what we were doing. So, just a recap. Road goes that way, boat is over there. We are going to shoot across to the boat. We're going to see if we can find a barrel of gas and then cut pretty much back at a 90-degree angle to try to get back over to the road. So let's do it. Let's get in. Let's see what happens, shall we? There's a rabbit. Rabbit, come here, rabbit. I want you. I want you. Got him. Oh, alright. So there's another boat out that way as well as a tower. I don't particularly think that that's anything we want to worry about, though. So the sun is setting. So let's try to get over here to the boat. Maybe have us a sleep by the boat. I do want to, I think, either turn around or circle the boat, depending on which side the opening is, which it's leaning opposite us. So I think that's where the opening will be. So we kind of want to point back toward the road, just so when we come out, we will know which direction to go. The streetlights should come on soon, telling us where the road is. Yep, there's the road. What's that? Is that a rock or a building? That's a rock. Alright, so there's the inside of the ship. Okay. So then, actually, you know what? Let's just kind of drive in here. Park like that because the road's just that way. We can find it with our binoculars. Let's have us a sleep. So welcome back, guys. Another episode, another week. Hope you guys have been doing well. I've been doing fine. It's been storming a lot in my area, so if you do hear any crashing, booming, it's thunder. Not much I can do about it. There's diesel. There's alcohol. I always wondered what kind of alcohol that was. I mean, is it just pure alcohol? Is it rubbing alcohol? Is it rum, whiskey, vodka, tequila? Ooh, a nice big barrel of rum would be nice. Or whiskey. I like whiskey. Alright, so there's some oil. Whoop, nope, come back here. What are you? Are you anything? You're nothing. Might keep an eye on that oil. There we go. Because, I think that was diesel, yeah. Because we might need some for the engine. I'm not sure, though. Going through a lot of barrels, not finding any gas. So in case you don't remember, the reason I pick all these up and stand them up is just so it's easier to tell which ones we've looked at and which ones we haven't. Because I hate when you look at them and you have to rush back and then you're trying to figure out, well crap, have I looked at this one? Have I not looked at it? So I find it's easier just to flip it up on its top, and that way we know we've looked at it, we know if it's use. What's going on? Why can I not move? Oh, there we go. Just so it is useful. Let's see. Alright, so we're running out of barrels on this end. Found a lot of gas, or a lot of diesel, a lot of engine oil, a bunch of alcohol, no water, and no gas, which we don't usually find water. I don't think I've ever actually found a barrel full of water. Which, if we had a big, huge truck, would be kind of cool to carry. But we don't need it at the moment. So I'm starting to get a little paranoid that we're not going to find any gas. There's a crap ton of oil, which we don't really need. I mean, 2/10 of a liter. We don't really need any. I mean, we'll top it off since we're here. But mainly I want gas. Gas is hard to find in these, and it's not a guarantee. So I see this is one of those big mixtures, absolutely useless for everything. Oh, there we go. 58 liters of gas. Perfect. So that will fill us up and should fill up our jerry can as well. So I think we still have like 50 liters autosave in the gas tank. So let's go ahead and run this over here. Do. Oh yeah, we are set for fuel for a while, guys. This is good. And full. Alright, there we go. So we still have 30 liters in this, so we will be able to take our jerry can, open that, pick this guy up, move right here, and full. Perfect. Alright, so we have a full tank of gas, we have a full jerry can of gas, and there's still 13 liters. Autosave again. I don't really want to leave it, but at the same time, I'm not going to take the barrel. That's just being greedy. However, we're going to bring it, we're going to set it right there. So let's go ahead and check the rest of these and see what is in them. There's another one that has fuel in it. Alright, so here's the thing though. I was kind of thinking we'd put those outside. If we do a return trip, that gas would be sitting there waiting for us. That, however, assumes that we A, remember that it's there, and B, we're able to find it again, which isn't always the case, especially since this is off the road. So I think we're not going to worry too much about it. We're going to try to have some poo before we get back in the car. Took us a pee already, so let's see if we can get us a poo out. Hope there's a bunny. Time to go. Close this door. And a bunny. Alright, so the road is over there. Alright, so I started to say we can look at our instrument cluster and see that we do have a full tank of gas, but we do not have an instrument cluster. So that's great. But we know we do. We looked at the gas tank. We have a full jerry can. So we have, what is that, 96 liters of fuel. That will last us a while. Even though the V8 does burn through it quick, this should last us a good while. So of course we'll keep taking the 2 liters or less that we usually find at buildings and things like that, and keep adding that to our reserve as we need to. Well, not really the reserve, but just the fuel tank. And that way we always keep our fuel gauge going in the right direction as much as possible. So I see a building over there. Can't tell if it's tiny from here or not, but I think we're doing okay. Not a bad start to the day. Let's just hope nothing spawns in, because it looks like a bus stop. It is a bus stop, and something did spawn in. Oh, there we go. Alright, it's probably nothing useful, but let's just go ahead and take a look. I don't think we lost anything, because we did clip that rock. Yeah, okay, it's just a frame. What's that? Ooh, a magic lamp. We don't really need the magic lamp. Is that magazine? Okay. And off we go. So it would be kind of cool since they have the magazines. I mean, it would be blatantly ripping it off, but it would be kind of cool if they added like a Fallout mechanic where each of those magazines that you find adds some sort of perk. Maybe, I mean, nothing insane, you know, you don't want to collect 10 of them and completely break the game, but maybe each one adds a bit of a skill that can build up, just very little, you know, maybe just like finding this magazine grants you a 1% fuel efficiency bonus. In the grand scheme of things, it's going to help out, but it's not game breaking. It's not 10 or 25% to the point that you're sitting here saying, oh yeah, I've got enough of these magazines that I never have to think about fuel again. Alright, we got another gas station with a rock in the middle of it. Not entirely unusual, but still very strange. So there's an AK. Just 25 rounds. Sometimes, just for funsies, we like to play with these. There's a liter of fuel. A liter of cola. Cheeseburger. It's for a cop. I love that movie. So funny. Second one was not near as good. Still funny, but not as good as the original. Boop boop boop. Okay, nothing of use, so let's just. No, autosave. Alright, let's grab this. Back over here. See, look at that, we already went through like 2 liters of fuel. That was crazy. But we were going pretty full throttle, which is another thing. I kind of wonder like if this game actually has fuel efficiency. Like, we know some of the engines burn through fuel more than others, but if I'm driving full throttle for a kilometer, does that burn up the same amount of fuel as if I were to drive 50% throttle, 60% throttle for that same kilometer? Would I use less fuel, like in real life? Might be something interesting to try out. Kind of find exactly 1 liter of fuel, put it in a car, see how far it goes at like full throttle, and then do it again, put another liter in, and say, okay, I'm going to try to limit it to 50 kilometers an hour, just for example, and see if it goes further. It would be a fun little experiment, something fairly easy to do. Might do that. Alright, so we're cruising along again. We haven't even seen a single car spawn in today, but we've only seen a couple of spots, neither of which are known for spawning cars, which is fine. I mean, all we technically need is our rear bumper and our instrument cluster. But of course we're on the lookout for the white striped Christine. It's just gonna look so much better with that white stripe than the gold. Which, I mean, the gold would look pretty cool, like if the car was black. But my problem with the paint in this game is it's really hard to get a solid, deep, dark black. I don't know why that is, but it happens. Is there something up ahead? There is. It looks like a garage. Which, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, I'm pretty sure they nerfed the car spawns in the game at some point. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. Because these used to always have a car frame spawn inside of them. And now it's much more rare for that to happen. And at least on our seed, which I know seeds don't really have any impact on the loot that spawns, but I swear it seems like we have been getting some horrible luck with loot. Look, there's oil. Yeah, I see there's just nothing in here. What's this? Oh, that's a cold door, don't care. There's a car up here, but it's not what we want. It's the tiny hatch. Tiny hatch, tiny hatch. Although it does have a headlight that we could take, but I don't think we really need headlights. Whoosh. Crunch. Pow. Nothing of use. I think I just saw something up there, but it's probably just a rock. The tiny hatch rolls away. So I've been watching Stranger Things, the new season, season 4. I think I just finished episode 3 a little while ago. It's pretty good. It definitely started off really strong, and it seems like it's gonna kind of get into it really quickly. I was a little worried at first, just because where they were almost reintroducing everybody and showing what had happened between season 3 and 4. It felt like it was going to be a lot of explanation and like backstory for where they've been, showing Eleven being bullied by the girls in the school, whatever. But for the most part, it's not been too bad. It's kind of ramping up pretty quickly, so I'm happy about that. And I do think they only put out like 9 episodes, which it's annoying as all get out. It really is. The seasons of TV shows used to be 25 episodes, almost 30 episode seasons. The first season of a show would still get 13 to 20 episodes just to see if people liked it. And now they're like, oh yeah, a full season is 9 episodes. And it's just horrid. Like, it's so hard to tell a story about a new group of people, or a group of people you already even know, in 9 episodes. And I get why they've kind of changed to that format. It's, you know, all of that. Everything's streaming. People want to binge a season-long story arc in a weekend. Like, I get that. But, like, Strange New Worlds has already wrapped up its first season after 9 or 10 episodes. The Boys just concluded season 3 after 9 episodes. It all feels so rushed. It's like 9 weeks of episodes, that's it? That's what you're counting as a whole season now? I mean, it was bad enough when they started, oh yeah, we're going to do half the season, then we're going to take like a 4 or 6 week break over winter, and then we'll come back with, you know, season part B. That was bad enough, as opposed to just continuing on and giving us, here's a Halloween episode, here's a Thanksgiving, a Christmas episode. They just started saying, yeah, maybe here's a Halloween episode, alright, we're going to dip for 2 months. We'll be back in January with a handful more episodes, but now it's, hey, we started a new season's over, bye, and that's it. I mean, like I said, it kind of sort of works for season-long story arcs, but it's still not enough, in my opinion, especially for the hype that they want to do. And then you look at things like Paramount. So in order to watch Strange New Worlds, you have to pay for Paramount Plus, which includes ads. And you only get 9 episodes. So they're double dipping on fees. They're charging you just to watch Paramount Plus, just for the privilege of it. And then you have to watch ads during the show, which gives them money. And you're only getting 9 episodes. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Either it's free and there's ads, or it's paid and there's no ads. But they're double dipping. Because it's all about the profit. Well, hey, we can shove ads in on something people are already paying for. We make more money. They don't care about the end user experience. They don't care about the customer experience. It's all about making one more dollar. But look at what that's doing to the cable industry. They're losing people at record rates. So what do they do to the ones that are left? They jack up the prices. Less people pay for it because they jacked up the prices. So the ones that are left have prices jacked up. Cable used to be $20 a month, now it's $120. More and more people keep dropping, they're not going to want to make less money. How can we have the CEO make $500 million in bonuses if the company's making so much less money? I didn't know what that was. I'm guessing it was a rock in the middle of the road. I did see a headlight pop, and it feels like we lost a wheel. Yep, definitely lost a wheel. Lost 2 headlights, and there's our wheel laying in the road, of all places. Alright, let's see what happened. So, 1 headlight. Headlight. There's a wheel over there. There we go. No more blood. Glove box lid. Goes back on. What? Oh, radio. Radio. No, we're not moving anymore. Oh, there we go. Back up to our wheel. Try not to drive over it. I don't know if I did or not. Nope. Okay, we're good. And is that on Earth? I think that wheel was still trying to spin. Alright, so the only thing I think that's technically missing now is is that thing. But we don't really need it. Why did I do that? That thing, the visor. Yeah. Alright, so I think we're set. Alright, so yeah, there's that rock in the road. I think that is what we hit. Alright, so let's keep on chugging. But yeah, they're double dipping and just it's making the experience worse for everybody. But then again, all these businesses nationwide are reporting record profits, all while claiming, "Oh, well, we had to raise prices because of inflation. We had to raise prices because of this. We had to raise prices, COVID and supply chain." All the while they're reporting record profits. So all that tells you is they're not raising prices out of necessity. They're raising prices because they want more money. Let's see what we got here. Anything? No bloody car spawned in again. Man, this is getting old. This place used to always spawn a couple of cars, at least one. More often than not, it was two. And all we got is a rusty frame of a carry truck. That is just not useful at all. There's some oil. I'm not seeing anything useful, although we can. We'll take 4 of those. There's some food. Oh, I bet we are hungry. Oh yeah. We haven't eaten in a while. To be honest, I kind of forgot about eating. There's a bacon slab. Well, I don't think we really... Oh, what's this? Nothing. We don't really need the bacon slab. But maybe it'll fit in our storage? I don't know, do we want to take the bacon? If I can get it to drop in here, we'll take the bacon. Alright, so it kind of dropped, but it didn't stick. The physics never locked in. Although I've noticed the physics are really finicky on some stuff. Okay, so that one's probably locked. Alright, broken bottle, nothing of use. Alright, so let's go back here, we'll drink us a little bit of water. Yeah, because we are indeed thirsty. Try to make sure that we do not run into a rabbit. So our belly's pretty full, our health is pretty full, and boom. Alright, so now, go up top, make sure we didn't miss anything of use. There's a cookie. Nothing of use. Alright, so we will close the trunk, ignore the poo, close the door, and off we go. Alright. So yeah, I mentioned Strange New Worlds wrapped up. Really good. Really solid first season. Honestly, it's probably the first season of Trek they've ever made. And as a lifelong Trekkie, that says a lot, I think. I mean, no show of Trek is just kind of given at this point that no season of Trek is really going to be that good. They sort of have to find their footing, the cast has to really learn to work together, and over time that all builds and becomes the shows that we know and love. But they did a really good job this year, and having an outstanding first season like that for Trek is really unheard of. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and a lot of the crew really seem to be enjoying themselves, and that says a lot. Because sometimes you can tell when an actor is doing something for the paycheck versus enjoying acting. And I kind of felt that way about, what's his name? The newest guy that played Bond, Daniel Craig. Those last few Bond movies, like, he was phoning it in. I mean, he said as much that he was tired of playing Bond. If he did it again, it would purely be for the money. And then he did Knives Out, and he really seemed to be enjoying himself, having a good time filming Knives Out. And so it was really fun to watch, and his performance was fantastic. So everybody on Strange New Worlds really seemed to be enjoying themselves. The cast all did a fantastic job. I was a little worried, of course, about them recasting Spock, recasting Uhura as younger versions of themselves. But the actors did a fantastic job. Ethan Peck as Spock has done a fantastic job. He really plays a convincing younger a little bit more emotional Spock, and we got to see a little bit of his more mature side in this last episode, which was fun. But he did a decent job. I mean, he's obviously no Nimoy. That role belongs to Leonard Nimoy. But he did a good job. And the woman that's playing Uhura has done a great job. I've really enjoyed her. And Nurse Chapel is amazing. Plus, she's absolutely gorgeous. So they've done a really good job. I am curious to see how the Doctor gets, I don't know, I guess demoted, because like now he's chief science or chief medical officer, so I kind of wonder how he gets demoted when Bones comes along, because he is in the original series, so we'll see. I mean, it could just be that Jim Kirk comes on and says, I want Bones as my chief medical officer, no offense to you, and so he stays on as the Doctor, just not chief medical officer. So we'll see, I guess. I am curious, I guess, to see how they start integrating some of the Enterprise crew that we know and love with the crew that they have now. I mean, obviously we already have Spock and we have Cadet Uhura, so she's got to go back, graduate from the Academy, and rejoin the Enterprise at some point. And of course this whole season kind of makes it seem like she's already being set up for her career on the Enterprise. Which is a little interesting too, because I can't think of a single character whose pretty much entire career was on one ship. Like, they just moved through the ranks on that ship, and that was it for their entire career. So that's interesting. But we'll see, you know, all in due time. Of course, I'm a season behind on Discovery now, which I don't care. I've not seen a single episode of Prodigy, and I'm a season behind on the other Seth MacFarlane cartoon Star Trek Lower Decks. I didn't care a whole lot for it. It honestly felt like Family Guy in space, and I didn't like it. Which honestly, Lower Decks is what I expected from the Orville. I fully expected Family Guy in space. Fart jokes and just stupidity in space. And that was more Lower Decks, whereas the Orville has just been an amazing show. And this new season, there we go. Oh, come on, land it. There we go. The Orville that I've already mentioned a couple of times has been killing it this season. Just really good, hard-hitting episodes with some levity in there. They've done a really good job this year. So I'm really excited to see how this season wraps up. Hopefully not in another episode or two, but a full actual length season. I don't know. I'm a little worried that the show's coming to an end just because of how long it took to get this season out. I think it was like 3 years. And then of course the helmsman there and the first officer actually went through like a breakup in real life. So it's probably not super easy for them to continue working together like they are. But you never know. Some breakups are very amicable and people get along really well. Like, they realize that they're good friends, they're just not good romantically, which is fine. So, we'll see. In due time, as I've said probably about 20 times today, we will see. Alright, so I don't see, speaking of seeing, I don't see anything out this way, so we're gonna skim and cut a little bit of distance off the road. Man, I don't know if I ever told you guys. Craziest thing, I don't know what made me think about it. My apartment, I live right off of a city-wide walking trail. It runs along this creek and over to the river that runs through my town. And so my apartment complex is literally right beside of it. So I can just walk through my apartment complex and I hit this trail and I'm able to walk in either direction along this creek through town. So when it's really nice out, particularly temperature-wise. I cannot walk when it's super hot. I will get out and go for a walk, you know, enjoy the nature. Oh jeez, and the weather. Oh, there it went. I thought we were gonna save it. Oh no, no. Oh, there we go. We're good. We lost the headlight, so we're not 100% good. But I do believe that is all that we lost. So headlight, one headlight, one headlight. But anyway, so I went out, I think it was earlier this year or last year, I don't recall, for a walk. And I'm just minding my own business. I got my little AirPods in, listening to a podcast, and I turned my head. Out of the corner of my eyes, I can only see what I can only describe it as this tall, gangly monster. Like, it's just screaming toward me, arms flailing, legs moving very strangely. And my primal brain says, holy shit, what is that? Run away. But my logical human brain is saying, it's not a demon, it's not a monster, it's just something on the trail, probably nothing dangerous. Just look and see what it is. So I slowly turn my head, and it's a woman. Just a woman, an elderly woman, out getting some exercise, and walking in this very exaggerated manner, where her arms, I mean, she's swinging her arms almost like a full run, up to her head and all the way out back, stretched, fully straight, just swinging both of them in this horribly exaggerated manner, but walking at a relatively slow pace. I say relatively slow compared to how she's moving. She was outpacing me, but I was just out for a stroll, not, you know, running a race or anything. So inside, I'm kind of freaking out, but chuckling, and just trying to figure out how this woman was walking in the way that she was, that made it seem like there was a demon straight up chasing me through the woods. Probably the scariest thing that I had ever actually seen. Like, see how this guy, legs move, arms don't move? Think of it as the opposite. Like, her legs were staying still, and the arms were just flinging around wildly. Craziest thing I had ever seen. And so once I realized what it was, I kind of laughed to myself and said, alright, that makes sense. But it was bizarre, to say the least. Oh, crazy times, my friends. Crazy times. Whoop. Autosave. Autosave. Okay, that's a rock over there, so we can see the road. Kind of snakes its way off in that general direction. Let's close this up and have us a sleep. We still haven't really found any parts for this thing yet, although I may have overlooked a bumper that we needed. But it's okay. So I think this is a good place to stop, probably about 30-35 minutes in. We made some good progress. We found us a bunch of gas. Whew. We've already burnt through over 10 liters. Wow. We do have a full 20 liters in the gas tank reserve, so that is good. So guys, I think we're going to end it here. We're going to shut this door. We're going to get us a nice outside view. And yeah, I think we're going to call it... Oh, that's the meat sticking through the window and my hat through the roof. So yeah, we're going to call it here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I am Logan. This is The Long Drive, and I will catch you next time.